living La Vida low carb. This show is changing lives. We talking about your diet, trying to get you feeling right. Cut up them avocados, fry some eggs. Time to explore the longest running health podcast, hosted by Jimmy Moore. Time to give up the crappy garbage. We're getting into ketosis. Every day is a new step to your goal. Yeah, you're getting closer, motivated and focused. Don't stop, just go. Time to get inspiration from the Living La Vida Low Carb Show. Hey, the livinglowcarbshow.com.
Guys, that right there, Mr. Shaky Camera himself, Bryan Freeman. I'm messing with you, brother. Bryan Freeman is from the Real Good Foods Company. Go ahead and show the logo behind you. See, there it is. And you might have seen some of their products in your local grocery store, Costco, Sam's Club. Here are some of the ones that were in my freezer, Bryan, that I still have a few left. I don't usually keep very many around, but I got a few along the way. And last one that I pulled out. So they started out as the Real Good Food Pizza Company back when I started working with AJ, your marketing guy. And he's like, dude, I've got this pizza and it's low carb and keto friendly. I'm like, yeah, sure it is. Because I hear all kind of companies that make this stuff. And he's like, dude, it's like innovative technology making chicken as the base of the pizza. And I went, all right, I'm intrigued. Tell me more. And you guys have been supportive of my work, and I've been a big fan of Real Good. And of course, you've now become this very big brand in all the stores. So I'm excited to talk to you about how that happened. But let's back up first. Who are you, and how did you get involved in the food industry?
Well, Jimmy, I got to tell you, first of all, this is an honor. And I don't know if you realize this or not, but I would not be standing here today having taken this company public on the NASDAQ, if not for you. I mean, back in 2017, brother, we didn't know how we were going to make payroll. And I just distinctly remember this one time with AJ. He and I are grinding it out, and all of a sudden we saw our Shopify account just take off. And I'm like, what's going on? And AJ just goes, Jimmy, man, Jimmy's talking about us right now. And so you really gave us the oxygen that we needed to survive to get here. And I just can't tell you how humbling it is to be here with you, and what a big part of this story has been for us. You have been you and your community has been huge for us. So thank you, sir. It's been great.
I did not know that. So that, guys, yeah, that's a surprise to me. He just told me that for the first time. So thank you.
Sorry for the shaky camera, but
yeah, it's all good.
Inside. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're just rolling into Real Good right now. And
yes.
I did want to show some of our innovation real quick.
Please
and then we'll get into the stuff. What I'm really excited about is we're going to launch a low carbohydrate, high protein Asian, like orange chicken. Like, you ever go to Panda Express and eat that orange chicken? It's got over 45 grams of carbohydrates, loaded with sugar, and we cracked the code. And so here's Chef Joe Rios. You know,
hi, Joe.
It's this food is really going to be something here. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you and your community, Jimmy. That's what's coming next.
So. You got an exclusive today. I don't think he shared that anywhere publicly yet. So that's cool.
No, sir. And real quick, I'll stop with but like, this is what we're looking at. It's going to be amazing. So
that's beautiful, man.
We're really excited about it. So I'll sit down, so no more shaky camera, and we'll get to business here. But,
yes.
Appreciate everything.
Yeah, so tell me your story. How did you get into the food industry? That's a hard business to get in, and I know you're the managing partner and chairman of several imprints. Real Good Foods is just one. High Road Craft is another. How did you get in this industry?
Yeah, you know, I tell you what, it was not intentional. I just started in the food business, in the frozen food business, making frozen pretzels. And from there, over the last 20 years, I have, really got to a point where what I was putting in the package started to matter a lot more. Yeah. Early on in my career, Jimmy, I got to be honest, I was very transactional, very concerned about making money. And I'm at a stage now where what's in the package matter. Am I having a positive impact on society and on people? And for me, I used to make products loaded with sugar, loaded with carbohydrates. And one day I had this delicious dessert product. I saw my family eating it. And I was like, I don't want them to eat that. And I'm just sitting there saying, wait a minute, you're making, hundreds of thousands of pounds of this stuff. You're sending it out to the world. And yet you have a concern about your family eating this stuff. And that was like, I got to stop this. And when I saw Real Good at the time, it was just a little tiny business doing less than a couple $100,000 a year online. I said, I want to be a part of this. And, 4 years later, we're listed on the NASDAQ, symbols RGF, and we're crushing it. And we've been able to attract really talented people because they're committed to the same mission. I mean, you think about how a third of us are either pre-diabetic or have diabetes. I don't know about you, but I can't stop eating Mexican food or orange chicken or whatever. And, well, we gotta change the way food's made. And that's what we're doing.
You're right. When your company first started off, it was about pizza. Because I remember, I thought, if you're going to make a first food in a line of food products, pizza is probably as universal as you can get. And the problem with a lot of low-carb, keto kind of pizzas is they were disgusting. And they tasted like cardboard. And they tried hard to do kind of a cauliflower mix of stuff, and it just didn't work. And then you guys come along with a new innovation with the chicken. And I was like, whoa, like it's a different texture than a pizza crust, but you can crisp it up if you do it the right way. And now we've got air fryers that make it even a whole lot better. So yeah, you guys were true innovators. And I think that's what probably drew you to the Real Good Food brand was, wow, that's an innovation I'm not seeing anywhere else.
Yes. And, it's such a simple idea, but hard to execute. Like our mission is take the sugar and carbohydrates and put protein in its place. And it's hard. So when you start thinking about tortillas and enchiladas, making those out of chicken, and really our journey over the last few years is making products that you cannot tell the difference of. Like that chicken crust pizza was a little weird. It was delicious, but it was a little weird, right?
And it was big. When it first came out, it was humongous. Finally, y'all made them more personal size. But that first version, I was like, holy crap, I'm a big boy and I love pizza, but that's a lot to eat. So.
Yes. And so, our mission here is to make the food taste exactly like the stuff that we all really want to eat.
Yes.
And that broadens the appeal. That's the key to our success now. Our enchiladas are crushing. That lasagna bowl's delicious. We're going into breaded poultry now with chicken nuggets. Jimmy, if you look at chicken nuggets that are on the shelf today, they're loaded with carbohydrates and grains.
Yes.
And we're serving them to our kids, and we got to fix that, and we did. So, the other comment I'll make with this whole keto thing is a lot of these food companies are throwing a lot of fiber at the product.
Yes.
And I'm not down with that. I really worry about what that does to you from a digestive standpoint.
Right.
You're not getting the protein your body needs. And so that's part of our mission is like, we're not just trying to hit a macronutrient number. We're trying to give you real protein in its place. And those are hard yards. And we've got this talented group of innovators and culinary folks that are crushing it right now.
Well, and in this day and age where everything seems to be going to the plant-based kind of movement, the whole Beyond Meat, Impossible Burgers and things like that, you guys are the antithesis of that. You're the we're going to go beyond what you think junk food could be and make it healthier and make it better. And so I love it that you're kind of showing, okay, maybe there's a market for some of that fake vegan meat stuff, but there's also a market for real food, animal-based kind of products that people love and they're clamoring for, and they want that whole profile, the complete profile of the amino acids that your products provide.
That's right. And the other thing is people don't want a science project either. I mean, that ingredient deck on some of these plant-based products are really complicated. Yeah. The other thing that's not reported on a lot is, and you alluded to it, plant-based protein is not going to give you 100% protein. So if the claim says, 15 grams, your body's really not digesting 15 grams of protein if it's coming from pea protein isolate, as an example.
Yes.
So that's one of the benefits of animal proteins. Now, having said that, we recently did a collab with Beyond Meat. We did a Beyond Meat pizza. And we are thinking about ways to deliver impactful amounts of protein in a plant-based situation.
Okay. Hey, look, that's a market that's ripe
Yes,
for
sir.
somebody to come in there. And look, if I don't want to eat it, I don't have to buy it. So I don't worry that you offer it. As long as you offer good stuff.
Yes, sir.
I don't care what you do in other parts of your business.
Yep, for sure.
So
yeah.
Let me address some things. I've seen several people comment why the sodium level seems to be kind of high. Now, I realize that's a flavor agent to try to bring out flavors in it. Is there any option for lower sodium versions for people that want that?
Yes. Listen, your community, as always, is spot on. Okay. Some of our products have a lot of sodium. It's coming in because, if you take a piece of bacon as an example, it's going to come in. One of the things that we've done is we've used a lot of Parmesan cheese as sort of a binder.
Yes.
And that's where the sodium's coming. I want you and your community to know we're focused on it. And we have found a way to get the sodium down. And I think you'll start seeing that rolling through in the next 2 to 3 months.
Okay.
And really, it's about reducing the amount of Parmesan cheese inside the chicken. And we're very much aware of it. And we've got folks working on it, and we're close. We're really close to rolling it out.
And I'm
excited about that.
Yes, and this is where people don't understand the magic that makes this happen. And so thank you for explaining that it's actually in the cheese, and it's not just added salt for flavor. It's actually in there. So I'm sure, your food scientists are working on that as we speak. I had a personal question because several people have said, hey, those Real Good Foods, I love them in general, but they have something in there that we're now learning is probably not that great for us. And it's probably not that high a quantity because it's way down the list. But canola oil and other seed oils, is there a way that we could eliminate those? Let's see, in this product, it's the lemon chicken bowl. It's part of the anti-caking aspect, the silicon dioxide. It's got canola oil in it. Is there a way to replace that oil?
Well, I'll tell you, we've been intentional. Where we control the oil, we've been very intentional about it. So the products that are fried in grapeseed oil.
Okay.
And so we think that's a better solution. Where you see it come into our ingredient deck is from our suppliers. It's a component that's got it in there. We're not adding it to the product.
Yeah.
Good news about a growing business. When you get to our size, we're now able to go to those suppliers and say, hey, listen, if you want to continue to supply us, we need you to make we're flexing.
You got moxie.
We're flexing, baby. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're at a point now where we can start having those conversations because they want our business now. And so the good news is we're aware of it too, and we're trying to root it out. We've got the scale now to force our supplier base to do it, and hopefully once they learn from us, they'll start supplying their other customers, their other manufacturers with the same solution. And then we can really have an impact on the entire food system, which is really what we're trying to do here. So, but I hear you.
A lot of people ask me, Jimmy, how do you get such good deep sleep? Well, there's a lot of things that I do, but one of the newest things that I recently added is this upgraded magnesium from a company called Upgraded Formulas. Go to their website, upgradedformulas.com, and you can learn all about this nano technology that they use for this particular mineral of magnesium. Again, it's called Upgraded Magnesium, and it's got all the different forms of magnesium in it using the nanotechnology so it gets absorbed a lot better. Guys, I have seen my deep sleep improve by as much as 30 to 40% simply by adding in this product along with sunshine exposure, darkness in the room, cooler temperature, all of the things that I always have done. So again, upgradedformulas.com is the website. Go check them out.
Yeah, and look, you've gotten into stores. You've been able to penetrate the market. You've kind of cornered whatever you call this food sector, it started pizza, but it's not just pizza. It's just the general food category. And you've kind of created this healthy alternative. I've always loved your logo, by the way. The logo is very, very sharp. Real Good Food. So guys, if you just came in late, this is Bryan Freeman. He is the guy at Real Good Food. And he can answer your questions if you have questions about the Real Good Food Company. You probably have seen their products in your local grocery store, in Costco, in Sam's Club. It's everywhere now. Dude, tell me from an entrepreneurial standpoint, how did that happen?
You know, block and tackle. Doesn't happen overnight. But what I would say is it's because of you and the community is why we're there today. So it'll probably shock you, but in the frozen food space, we have like the largest social media following of frozen food brands. We're bigger than Nestle and ConAgra and these huge companies. So it's really because of our community. You go to sit down with a retailer and show them this. It's like, that's a big statement because you have a community of folks that want to see the product on shelf. And so it's all because of you and our community that we've been able to do it. And that's why we're so blessed and so fortunate to be in this situation.
I remember when AJ wrote me an email, he's like, dude, we're getting into Walmart. This is before you were in any stores. You could only buy online at the time. He's like, Walmart, dude, push everybody to go to Walmart, go to Walmart. And I guess they did. I guess they went to Walmart, yes, and it proved the concept.
Yes. And, you know, again, Walmart's a great partner of ours. But fortunately, the first product we put on shelf worked. You know, had it not worked, game over, right? Yeah. And so everything's working. And so, you know, they're excited to you know, let us put new items on the shelf going forward.
Look, you prove concept with one widget. They're going to let you put other widgets on their shelf until the widget stops selling.
Yes, sir. And the other thing we're doing is we're bringing new consumers to their doors.
Yes.
You know, I looked at some data last week that showed that over 90% of the people buying our breakfast sandwiches had not bought a frozen breakfast item in the prior 52 weeks. You go show that to your retail partners, they're like, thank you very much, real good. Keep it coming.
Look, you filled a part of the market that has ignored those of us that have been about carbohydrate restriction. I've been out here, yes, 18 years, Bryan, preaching the gospel of carbohydrate restriction. And I have begged like fast food companies and companies to make products that would cater to us. And, you know, sometimes they'll slap a keto label or slap a low carb label, which, by the way, I love your branding doesn't really talk about low carb, keto, right, or nothing. It's obvious if you look at the label. But I've begged, please give us good products. And they've given us crap products. And so here you come along, not only honoring the requests that people have, giving them the kinds of foods that they're looking for, but it's actually legit.
Yeah, and we're leading the charge. You know, our goal as we continue to grow is to change the food system. And I believe that will happen eventually. The big multinationals, they're seeing what we're doing. They're seeing, yes, our community. And we have an opportunity to just, you know, change frozen food, just change it and make it more nutrition. It's really simple, right? I mean, get rid of the sugar and carbohydrates and put some protein in it, you know? And so I think we're going to look back on this period 5-10 years from now, and you and I will be able to say with our community, hey, we made a difference. We had an impact, you know?
Well, look, I look at people like Mark Sisson, who created the Primal Kitchen brand and has some amazing avocado oil-based mayos and dressings. He kind of cornered the market on that. And then he was able to sell it to Kraft and really be careful with that. Hey, don't change the formulation. You can't change it, da-da-da-da-da. And so have you been approached by any bigger companies kind of saying, hey, we'd like to get a piece of that action? Or are you guys very confident that you can handle this by yourselves?
Well, absolutely. And that's why we went public. Is, you know, a small growing food company has to raise capital. And you really have two choices. You either raise private equity, private money, and that will lead you down a path of where you're going to end up selling to Kraft Heinz or somebody like that. Yeah. We didn't want to do that. That's why, so we went public. We're on the NASDAQ today under symbol RGF. That's how we raised the money. What does that mean? That means our management team, nothing changes. It's our company. It's our company and the shareholders' company now. And so we don't, you know, somebody comes along and wants to buy. No, you want to buy us, buy some stock. right?
Yeah.
So we can control our own destiny. And that was very intentional. I have sold businesses in the past to large multinationals, and I've seen what happens with that integration.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
Primal's an exception. Okay.
They are.
I mean, that product is beautiful.
Because Mark was savvy. Mark
Yes.
was very savvy. He's like, don't F with my product.
Yep. And they haven't. And Mark he's done an amazing job. I love what he's doing. So
yes.
But going public gave us that opportunity that we don't have to worry about that happening. And our job is just continue to make delicious food, stay true to our brand, and we're going to keep going.
Yeah, we've seen several brands that started off in kind of the fringe market of low carb, paleo, primal, keto, that kind of thing. Epic bars, the little meat-based bars is an example. Quest bars is another one that the very first place they ever advertised was on my podcast. And now they're a global, $500 million brand. So, like, it's those kinds of things that if you can control the factors and you can sell it. But I love your integrity here, by the way. You're like, hey, we got this. We trust our customers. We trust that our base of people that support us, they're going to go buy stock if they like what we do. And obviously it's working because you're still here. I have a question. Simply Trust says, where are your chickens coming from that you use?
Sure. So our chicken is coming from a variety of suppliers, the folks that are already on shelf. We obviously don't harvest the chickens. And so in this supply chain market, the reality is you have to buy from more than one supplier.
Yes.
You know, so that's really, I don't have a clear answer on that. There are multiple suppliers, and these are folks that are producing chicken for everyone else as well.
I think the connotation is it from like an organic farm? And I wonder, I'm just throwing this out here in real time because that's what my brain does when I think of things. Could you make an organic chicken line of the Real Good Foods for people that would want that, even if it meant they had to charge $1 or $2, you had to charge $1 or $2 more to get it?
Yeah, we could, but that's not our mission and that's not our goal.
Okay.
What I don't want Real Good to become is a brand that is super expensive and doesn't have a very large impact. We think that, you know, impacting carbohydrates, sugar, the way the material or the product is produced is more important than whether or not it came from an organic certified farmer. Now, I know what I just said is a little controversial, but we're not doing society any good if we end up at like 2-3 times the cost of regular product on shelf. Then we're only a small audience. We're not impacting obesity. We're not impacting people's true health conditions. And so to me, the way we see it is what the food does to your body is of most importance, not the fact that, you know, now look, having said that, we're getting beautiful chicken, right? You know, it starts with your ingredients, but are we going to lean in with organic? No, because the cost differential is just too big. And I don't think it's worth it. I'd rather put the cost into the breading system. Like flour's very cheap. Sugar's very cheap. I've got to take the money and put it into breading systems that don't have these low cost grains that actually have protein. So that's kind of how we're approaching it.
So are you doing like an almond flour, coconut flour? What's kind of the breading raw ingredients? Yeah,
we're actually reached for chickpea flour, and we're using a very novel system to get it to bind to the chicken, which is actually part of it is a whey protein isolate that we're using.
Okay.
It's absolutely delicious. It crisps up, and when you eat it, it tastes like our target was Chick-fil-A. I think those Chick-fil-A nuggets are delicious.
Dude,
that's was
you need to have a Polynesian sauce that'll go along with it that'll be low sugar.
So we're doing that, right? We got orange sauce, low sugar, you know, where we're using monk fruit and stevia and those sorts of natural sugar supplements. So it's pretty tasty.
Yes. R. Rodriguez, along those lines of a sweeter thing, he said, do you plan on having any dessert products down the line?
Of course, we'll go there, but nothing, you know, in the next few months. And why will we go there? Again, everyday part, everything that I want to eat, that you want to eat, It's our job. Get rid of the sugar and make it delicious, taste like the real stuff. And so
Yeah.
we'll get there at some point.
SoCal Summer has a funny comment. The Costco packs were supposed to be for my meal prep. She's the one eating keto, but now my entire family is stealing them from me. So
Love hearing that. Thank you very much. Thank you.
that means that your target of making them taste like the real thing is working.
Yes,
so that's
sir.
great.
Yeah.
Dee Dee also brought up the sodium issue. So we talked about that earlier, Dee Dee, if you missed why the sodium is higher and that they are actively working on making it lower. So thank you for that comment. Again, somebody asking about the chicken. See, the sodium and the chicken, they're wanting to know those things. That's the big themes that I'm seeing. Yeah, look, guys, I think some of the concerns about the chicken is they inject them with hormones and all this kind of stuff. Look,
No. Yeah, we don't do that. We don't buy material. Where we draw the line is organic. Okay, we don't see the value there on that claim. Yeah. But the quality of the protein is, of course, really important. And
yes.
Yeah.
Well, I had a guy leave a comment on one of my posts just yesterday, as of the recording of this, that said, if you eat a non-organic grass-fed, pasture-raised, blah, 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 then you might as well eat high carb. And I'm going, dude, you're killing me, dude. No. It's still fat and protein in that product. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I think sometimes people get a little bit too orthorexic and think that things have to be absolutely perfect in order for them to be good. And I think using chicken as a base is much better than flour and sugar as a base.
For sure. But, the good news is people are engaged and they're learning and they are, without that, we wouldn't exist. And I think people are getting smarter and smarter. I know I'm getting smarter every day. We learn. You talked about the oils. I got to be honest. I wasn't even thinking about oils 2-3 years ago. So we're learning together. And this is a journey together. Okay. I might come back on 6 months from now and say, hey, Jimmy, we got to go organic, right? Yeah. I mean, this is a journey, and we're going to do what our community tells us to do, and this is a two-way conversation for sure,
Look, my ear has been to the ground of what the consumer wants forever. I'm often asked to be a consultant with companies, and I happily help any company that calls me. But, yeah, they're like, okay, what with the Quest company, when they first came out, they used sucralose, Splenda.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, that's old. That's the old way. You need to put stevia, erythritol blend in there. And this is like over 10 years ago. They're like, really? I was like, dude, yes, listen to me. I hear from people every day. And so this canola oil thing, this is something that's come on pretty strong. A lot of people like Dr. Kate Shanahan and others have been sounding the alarm that those oils kind of get in your body and they don't leave your body for a while. And they're highly inflammatory and toxic. So it's good that you get to hear. And of course, you know how to find me. Reach out anytime if you want. What's the latest, Jimmy? Help me out.
For sure.
Did you go keto and thought you had to give up wine? Well, let me introduce you to Dry Farm Wines. It is the world's first sugar-free alcohol that is lower than your typical wines, organic, made at local farms that do it the right way. Most of the wines that you buy are from 3 really big companies, loaded with additives and preservatives, so many dozens of those kinds of things. You don't want all that junk in your wine. So go to dryfarmwines.com/Jimmy and they will ship you these wines. And just because you listen to this podcast, Dry Farm Wines is going to give you a bottle in your first order for just 1 cent. Go to dryfarmwines.com/Jimmy and you will get your bottle of wine for just 1 singular penny. Go check them out. Dry Farm Wines, you guys. It's wine o'clock somewhere. Let's go get some wine. Sean says, I've seen some recipes using your products added to other healthy foods. Do you have any recipe suggestions on the realgoodfoods.com website?
Yeah, for sure. We also have Real Good Foods fam. Our team is constantly collabing with other companies that are making a difference. So, just cruise around that way and you see stuff going on almost daily. There's a lot of sauces. There's a lot of cool stuff available out there,
Yes. Mickey says, so you're on the NASDAQ. How much is the current share? Have you seen the trading lately? What's it selling for?
Yeah, I think today we're in the $6, $6.25 range.
Okay.
You know, we think that there's lots of opportunity, lots of upside. So, you know, join the journey with us, become our partner and shareholder, and that'd be much appreciated for sure.
Yes. Gina says, I own a Chick-fil-A and I love Real Good Foods. Way to go.
Awesome.
Wouldn't that be cool if somehow you could partner, and I know I'm dreaming with you, but partner with a concept like Chick-fil-A that you could then offer your technology to them? Oh my goodness, dude, your sales would be off the charts. I would buy stock at that point if I heard that was happening.
Yeah, no, those are big, big opportunities, Jimmy. And, you know, more to come there. I'll just say that for now. But big opportunities because, look, if our mission is to change the way comfort food is enjoyed, we got to go there. We got to go to food service, and we got to get involved with, you know, QSR and quick serve. We have to.
Well, look, Beyond Meat and Impossible Foods, they've gotten into the fast food. They've been able to, right? So why can't you provide a healthy version of chicken, for example, chicken nuggets, in a chicken selling restaurant? To me, that seems duh.
Yep, absolutely. And you got to take your hat off to Beyond. You know, their execution when they rolled out into QSR was second to none. And that is the standard that we would be looking for.
Yes. Steph says, I'm in the UK, but you're not. What a shame. And so any plans to go global?
Well, today we just started shipping out to Mexico, and so you can find our products in Mexico and in Costco. We probably Asia is next. UK, it's difficult getting through all the food regulation to get there. But I would say Latin America and Asia is really what's in our immediate future.
People don't realize the European Union has a stranglehold on the food system, and so they're very careful about what they allow in there. So you're right. And I'm sorry for all the UK fans in Scotland and Ireland, everywhere in Europe. I know you would love to be there.
Yep, it's tough. And the distribution side of things are tough over there as well.
Yes. Yep. Jody says, thanks for all the coupons that you make available. I guess that's helpful.
You're welcome.
Yes. A few people have asked about whether there's MSG in your chicken nuggets because the ones that Chick-fil-A are. I didn't think so. I didn't think so. Thank you for from my type 1 granddaughter, says Nana Riley, helps her so much. We would love to see more than just the enchiladas at our store. Hey, ask your manager at your local store. Hey, they got other stuff. Can you bring in the lemon chicken bowl? You know, kind of ask specifically. Go on the realgoodfoods.com website and tell them what you want.
For sure. That's a big help, you guys and gals. The more you communicate with your retailer, the easier it is for us to get the product out there. Again, it's because of you that we're having success right now.
Yes. Jill wants to know where she gets coupons. You guys kind of do little things here and there. Do you have like a mail list or something where people can sign up and you send those out?
Yeah, just DM us and, you know, we'll respond for sure.
Yes. So at Real Good Foods, you guys here on Instagram, go DM. Saucy says, I've been eating Real Good for over 2 years and I absolutely love it. And so do my kids. The kids thing, that's the big one. If you can get the kids to buy in, dude, you guys are doing something good.
Yeah, and you know the chicken nuggets I think are going to be big too.
Yes.
So I'm excited about it.
Yes. So wow. So you have this successful brand that you are overseeing, and it's growing. Where do you see it going? You have hopes and dreams, I know, in the coming years. And you were talking about 10 years from now, we look back and go, wow, we changed a whole category. But where are you going with this next? What's kind of the vision for you and the company?
Yeah, I mean, we're a product and innovation driven business. So, you know, that's why you hear me talk about our next platforms. But the way we look at the world is by categories and within comfort food. So something that I'll mentioning today that's kind of not known, really well known. I mean, we're looking at that frozen French fry and tater tot section. Huge category. over $2 billion category, zero innovation, loaded with carbohydrates.
Yes.
And so we've got a tater tot replacement that we're pretty excited about.
Does it use jicama?
Actually, lupin bean flour.
Oh, okay.
It's amazing. It's an amazing, delicious.
I don't know
flour.
what that is. So what's a lupin bean?
It's it's high in protein, and it has enough fiber to really offset the carbohydrates that come along with it. So on a net carbohydrate standpoint, it's just beautiful, a beautiful ingredient. And I think you'll see us get into that category. We'll also take that platform and build out breakfast bowls.
Yeah.
Right? Those Jimmy Dean breakfast bowls loaded with carbohydrates because they all have potatoes in it, right? So take the potatoes out. I'm excited about that. And then what we talked about earlier, going into food service, and having an impact there. And just doing our part to try to help people live a healthier life.
Ricardo says, have you had any distribution issues with some of the supply chain things because they can't find the pizza at their local Walmart? It's been a while.
Yeah, so frozen food distribution, the supply, what's available with our truckers and with the warehousing is very, very tight. It's a challenge out there. And I think that will continue. And so you really got to build those relationships with the freight companies to make sure you get on shelf.
Yes. Simply Trust wants to know, how many carbohydrates will the chicken nuggets be?
Well, let's see here. Shaky camera here. Here's what we're.
Yep.
How we see
so
it.
3 grams net carbs. 3 grams net carbs is what I see. Yes.
And that's for our orange chicken. So
nice.
Pretty excited. Look, Panda Express, those guys, the stuff that's in retail grocery now, Jimmy, it's over 40 grams of carbohydrates per serving. 20 grams of added sugar. It's incredible. It's crazy. You might as well eat a couple Snicker bars, So I'm excited, as you can tell.
Yes. Steph says, are you both low carb? I have a brand called Livin' La Vida Low Carb. So yes, Jimmy Moore is very low carb. I've written a couple low carb books you might have heard of, Keto Clarity.
Never heard of that.
Do you personally eat low carb?
Oh, absolutely. But I do cheat. I mean, I'm still cheating. And on those products that I cheat on, that's where I go back and say, guys, gals, we got to fix this.
Yes.
Help me stop eating spaghetti. I love a big bowl of spaghetti and meatballs, and then afterwards I feel terrible. And it's really, I have to train myself before I make a mistake to think about how I'm going to feel afterwards. Yes. That's what's helping me right now. I'm intermittent fasting. I'm able to do that. I don't eat in the morning. And so that's helping me. But I'm like anyone else. I'm still 20 pounds overweight. I still struggle every day. And that just reinforces what we're trying to do over here.
Right. Well, I mean, and even beyond the weight issue, which I still struggle with that as well, my vitality, my strength, my alertness, my ability to have an intelligent conversation live, like those things you can't devalue. And it's because you're feeding your body real good food. So
yeah, for sure.
All pun intended. Yes. Steph said you should do a lemon chicken Chinese style. I'm sure you've got all kinds of ideas that's in the hopper.
That's a great idea. And those things are easier to do once you solve for the chicken piece. The sauces, we can just crank those out. Yeah.
Yes. G.S. Butler says, where are the pizza bowls being sold? I'm excited to try them, but I can't find them in Salt Lake City. I know you have a store finder on your website. So is it realgoodfoods.com, and is it pretty prominent on the website for people to see it?
Yes. That's a great place to go.
Yes. Natural Heaven has great hearts of palm noodles and creamy mash. Okay, cool. Thank you for sharing. So Bryan, did this blow you away, or was this expected, this success that you've seen, or is this beyond your wildest imagination of what you thought might happen?
I never dreamed for a minute back in 2017 that we would be a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ 4 years later. So this is way beyond my dreams, but I did know that the need was there. I knew
Yes.
that there were millions and millions of people that wanted the problem solved. So I've always known that the need was there, but to be here this quickly is amazing. And now that we've got the team in place, the plants, we're opening up a second manufacturing facility outside of Chicago, so the capacity's coming on. I feel really good about our future.
Well, dude, you have created a monster, and I'm very honored. When he said that at the beginning, I had no idea he was going to say all that, so that's kind of cool. I know I've been working with you guys for a long time, and I knew it was early on. And AJ, by the way, don't ever lose that man. He's amazing.
No, sir.
Loved working with him, and he's been very kind to me over the years. And so thank you for hiring good employees and keeping them happy. Whatever you're doing, it's working, bro.
Hey, I appreciate that. And it is our team, you know, Danielle. I mean, I could list them all of them. Yeah. I mean, that's what makes it fun, right? Is working with really talented people that, you know, we're all have the same goal and mission. So appreciate everything you've done, Jimmy.
Thank you. And guys, if you don't have Real Good Foods products in your local grocery store, Costco, Sam's Club, wherever they sell frozen foods, you got them everywhere now. Ask for it. Go in there, grab you a list. You know, it would be really cool, and I've seen other brands do this. On their website, they'll have a little thing that they can print out, a one-sheeter, and you hand it to the manager.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It's got the UPC codes and even the little scannable, little cute QRC codes that they could go and look it up. Yeah. and then order it directly, and that's something that they could take to their corporate office. It's something worth looking at that could be another way to kind of notch some more stores in your belt. Not that you're not already everywhere.
No, that's a great idea. Thank you.
Yes, yes. So guys, again, Bryan Freeman is his name. He is the real good kingpin over on Instagram if you want to go follow him. But I know he would love for you to follow him on Real Good Foods. 414,000 followers there. So you're doing something good. You're right. That's bigger than ConAgra, bigger than Nestle. And so I know you're very, very happy to have all this success. And guys, thank you for supporting Real Good Foods. Like I said, I've been a big fan for many years of this company, and I feel like you're doing things the right way. And even where you don't have everything perfect yet, you're working on it. You're conscious of it. So I know that that you're going to always have the consumer's needs first, always.
Yes, and I know, Jimmy, you'll keep us in line if we step out of line. So appreciate you for that as well.
Dude, that's my job. If I let my followers down, they're going to let me know it. So
yeah.
Time to get inspiration from the Living La Vida Low Carb Show. Hey, the livinglowcarbshow.com.
Have you experienced the dreaded keto flu? Did you know that most of these symptoms are actually due to your body dumping excess electrolytes? This is where Element comes in. Element is a tasty electrolyte drink mix with everything you need and nothing you don't. That means lots of salt with no sugar. Element is formulated to help anyone with their electrolyte needs and is perfectly suited to folks following a keto, low carb, or paleo diet. Element contains a science-backed electrolyte ratio, 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium, with none of the junk, no sugar, no coloring, no artificial ingredients, no gluten, no fillers, no BS. Everyone needs electrolytes, especially those on low-carb diets, or if you practice intermittent or extended fasting, if you're physically active, or sweat a lot. Add Element today and see how much better you feel and perform. Use the URL drinklmnt.com/Jimmy.
Tired of playing the mask game? Me too. That's why I wanted to tell you about the Unmask. This is a breathable, completely breathable. It covers, you can't even see that it's breathable, but it's breathable. Whether you're going on a plane, having to go into a store and wearing this thing, playthemaskgame.com is how you can get this mask. They come in all kinds of colors and everything. In fact, right there, you can see right through it what it is, but when you're wearing it, it does not look like it's anything different. But It's breathable, baby. PlayTheMassGame.com.